The Chief Economic Advisor may brief in any time now. Mr. Krishnamurthy Subramanian is likely to brief. He's talking about the rate cuts which are inconsistent, which are inconsistent with the RBI policy stance and good for growth.
But how important was this for the economy at this juncture?
And something on the growth slowdown forecast?
I think as in the previous cycle itself, the Reserve Bank had signaled that it was going into changing its policy stance, and this is consistent with the policy stance. I think it will be good for growth.
And they've also revised downwards the GDP number, the forecast.
The focus for the growth.
Is that more or less in sync with what the government has said? Any point of concern on growth?
I think, you know, these kind of fluctuations do happen, keep happening a little bit. The question is whether this is really something fundamental or is it just sort of seasonal changes. Right now, I think it's too early to speculate on that. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Do you see any kind of risks, recessionary risks to the economy because inflation forecast and GDP?
No, inflation forecast. Actually, inflation I think is has been trending low. So I don't see any concerns on this front at all. As I said, that these are if you look at some of the other parameters, bank credit has picked up significantly. Fixed capital formation is sort of has now gotten up from its trough. So when you put together all the different numbers, I don't think there's anything that we have to be concerned about.
And one quick one on the IBC. Would you like to say anything?
Is it on the Supreme Court?
Yeah, the Supreme.
Yeah, I think if you read the circular carefully, it's and the governor's statement also explains that all it says is that it can't be applied very generally. It has to be done in a specific manner. So it's a technical aspect which really can be fixed, and I don't think RBI and the government will be working together to ensure that whatever needs to be done can be done. And it really does not impact much any of the ongoing cases, or for instance, or the resolution or the credit culture itself.
Sir, but is it feasible for the government to specify which cases on which the
No. I think that is in the domain of the Reserve Bank. So all the order says is that, given that the Reserve Bank as the regulator and the supervisor can specify in these cases the provisioning and how to treat the assets, actually how many days outstanding, those are aspects that is under the control of the Reserve Bank, and the Reserve Bank has to come up with a specific set of, and that's all. It's just a little bit of tweaking that has to be done.
So
I don't think
have a say on what the
as I said that government and the Reserve Bank will be working together. This is as has been the tradition. The government and the Reserve Bank have been working together and continue to do so.
Just one last one on this. Going forward, do we anticipate any changes in the IBC law post this?
I don't think that should be necessitated, but it would be early to comment on that at this point. As I've been saying, it's a technical aspect that has been charged. Really does not affect the fundamentals as much. There's just some small tweaking that will have to be done. So I don't think it really has much of an impact.
But fundamentally speaking, does the government has the power to give directions under 35AA?
No, as I've already commented, the powers to specify provisioning and what kind of assets, how should they be treated, that lies with the Reserve Bank, and this does not have any ramification for that. That still remains with the Reserve Bank. The Reserve Bank is a very tall institution of the country, has done stellar work, and that continues. I don't think this verdict has any impact on that, as the governor's statement also has clearly indicated.
Thank you very much. Thank you.